My name is Coyote Peterson, and I've traveled the world seeking out the most fascinating animals on our planet.
Look at that!
No matter the location, my mission has always been the same: to get up close and uncover the secrets of the creatures that we often misunderstand, or even worse, fear.
Wildlife adventurer Coyote Peterson makes the leap from YouTube to his brand new series on Animal Planet, Coyote Peterson Brave the Wild, and he joins me right now. Coyote, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you? Fantastic. Happy to be talking to somebody from Vegas. Our television post-production house is actually set up in Summerlin, believe it or not.
No kidding. Hey, I live in Summerlin. That's my part of town. That's excellent. Now, wait a minute. Now, here in the West, I say coyote, but do you prefer coyote?
I go with Coyote. Sometimes people go with the nickname Yodi. So, you know, whatever somebody wants to call me is usually pretty much fair game.
Now, you come from YouTube, and I've watched your videos. I think you're insane, by the way, but you had millions of followers. Tell me about the leap from YouTube to Animal Planet.
You know, it was honestly a childhood dream come true. I mean, I've watched Animal Planet my entire life. So when we, had initial conversations to say, hey, how do we take what you're building on YouTube and bring it to the television audience? I said, well, I'm all ears. What do you guys want to do? And we basically conceptualized a show that was taking what we created on YouTube with this gritty, immersive into the environment style, and then sort of bookending it with this sense of higher quality storytelling and cinematography. And a lot of times I tell people it's kind of like if Planet Earth and our YouTube channel had a baby. That is exactly what Brave the Wild would be.
The very origin of my fascination with animals began with an elusive reptile known as the snapping turtle.
Look at that dragon! My goodness!
And rumor has it that your obsession with nature and wildlife all began with a snapping turtle?
It did, yeah. Ever since I was a little kid, I was fascinated with snapping turtles, which are one of the lesser known reptiles, I would say, at least within the United States. And these were giant prehistoric looking turtles that lived in the swamps behind the house where I grew up in a tiny little town called Newberry, Ohio. And basically, I felt like I was going out searching for dinosaurs every day in the woods. And they basically honed my skill for being able to interact with an animal that was, I guess you could consider dangerous. While it may not be venomous, if you get bitten by a snapping turtle, it's going to be a very rough day. And from there, my imagination just ran wild with exploring the world of animals.
So this is Gracie, and Gracie is a baby wombat. Even at this size, this animal is considered a baby, and she will grow to nearly 3 times this size when she is full grown.
You know, going from snapping turtles to Gracie the wombat, you have such extremes in your show.
Yeah, Gracie, although you got to watch out for those teeth. Gracie's got some pretty sharp teeth, but, she's not exactly the most dominant predator in her environment. She's more of a snuggler, I would say, at the end of the day.
Now, for your series Brave the Wild, tell us what we find in Brazil.
Brazil was fantastic. It was actually my first time visiting South America, and there we filmed with jaguars, which was just totally right place, right time to be able to get those large cats on camera. I also swam with anacondas. I went to the one place in the entire world where you can get into crystal clear water to swim alongside these snakes. So in many instances, I get hands-on with the animals, but this was one of those unique opportunities to just interact with the creature within its own environment to prove that the anaconda is not something you need to be afraid of. People have a horrible fear of snakes and spiders and sharks. I call it the 3 S's. And when it comes to snakes, I mean, an anaconda looks like something you should be terrified of, but I put myself into the position of prey and was able to show everybody that anacondas simply want to be left alone. They're a very docile, sentient being that is just there to help control the mammal population within the environment.
Now, also in your new series, you visit Australia, which is kind of bittersweet considering all the tragedy they're going through right now.
Yeah, what's interesting is we filmed almost half the first season of Brave the Wild in Australia. We were there for around 50 days, and we happened to be there just before the fires really took off. So we experienced firsthand what it looked like in drought conditions, right? So this is the worst drought Australia has experienced in over a decade, and you could definitely see the effects, not only from the state of the native species that are there, but just also the environment as a whole was completely parched. I mean, the rainy season just didn't show up this past year. So the catastrophic fires that are still burning throughout the country are a real serious issue. And it's great that so many people now in the United States are taking effect, getting involved with fundraisers, giving donations. Anything that we can do to help the animals and the people on the ground in need is still incredibly important.
And if you're not busy enough, you have Jurassic World Explorers coming out this fall. Can you give us a sneak peek?
Well, we produced a series for Jurassic World Explorers already, actually, which came out last fall. But as the new movie, there's a new movie coming out in 2021, so we are in talks right now to continue that series on. And getting to work with the Jurassic franchise, obviously, as a kid that grew up on Jurassic Park and is a huge Steven Spielberg fan, it was amazing to get to work within that franchise. And we got to take all the movies, cut them apart, work them into the content that we were creating. So it was a pretty awesome experience.
Well, congratulations, Coyote, on your new series. And when you have a chance, come visit us in Las Vegas. We'd love to have you. We got lots of desert wildlife here waiting for you to explore.
I certainly will. Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you having me on the show this morning.
Every animal has a story, and I brave the wild to tell it.
How about that? Wow. The Holy Grail.
You can catch Coyote Peterson, Brave the Wild, on Animal Planet. And for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. I'm Jeffrey Howard in Las Vegas. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.